Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Facebook Live. We were gone last week. Paul left the country. No, we were actually had all kinds of things going on, so we didn't do Facebook Live. But today, we are very fortunate from our Camelback in Arizona office, which is really the closest to downtown that we have there. In lovely Phoenix, Arizona, we have Stephanie Greenfield. Stephanie, welcome to the show.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Yes, as you can hear, the studio audience goes crazy for you. Yes.
The studio audience is pretty huge, it looks like.
Yes, very large. We have a lot of people back. And they're very rambunctious, as you can see. All right. Well, welcome to the show. Let's start off by telling everybody a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this. Maybe you could get into a little of your production and goals. It would be great, too. That'd be awesome.
Sure. So I'm Stephanie Greenfield. I have, with my mom at the Camelback office, a team, and we are the Bray team at the office. We have 11 agents on our team altogether and one full-time assistant, so we're pretty busy. But I always like to tell people that I have been in real estate for my entire life, and that's pretty literal in my case since my mom is in real estate, and I grew up with her being in real estate. However, I got my real estate license.
Yes.
What?
It's always nice when you grow up with your mom, yes.
Yeah. Exactly. So I got my real estate license when I was 18, just because I already knew the answers to the real estate test from growing up in my household. And so I did that, but then went to college at Arizona State and did what every 18-year-old kid does and says, I'm never doing what my parents are going to do or are doing. So I went to ASU and pursued 2 business degrees there. And then from there, I did consulting in Los Angeles for a couple of years and couldn't wait to move back to Phoenix. And when I did, I became full-time in real estate. And that was about 8 years ago. So realistically, to answer that question, I've been in real estate 8 years.
You have been in 8 years, but really it has been your whole life because you used to go to showings with your mother and, in the car and the whole deal. And, oh, my God, we have to do an open house on Sunday. So your mother's great, by the way.
She's great.
She is
Hi,
great.
Mom. She's probably watching.
Fine, Gloria's Day. Your daughter's awesome, but you already knew that. All right. So let's get into this. Okay, so tell us a little about, and you guys have a huge, here's the great thing. I remember when you and your mom moved over and you guys were like, okay, do we make the right move? And then you got into the brand and Berkshire Hathaway, and then you guys jumped in, and now you guys are absolutely crushing it. So congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we had our own brokerage before joining Berkshire Hathaway, and we joined about 4 years ago. It's crazy to think that it's already been 4 years, but we absolutely love it. And part of coming back and being full-time in real estate, I knew that I wanted to grow a team. And my mom said, well, you should probably join a big brokerage for that. And we honestly couldn't be happier being at Berkshire. It's helped our brand so much. And obviously the brand of Berkshire has been amazing for our business.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes. And I know a little about your production level and where you are and what you see happening to the end of the year, because I hear it's pretty, Todd says, very exciting.
Very exciting indeed. Yeah. So 3 years ago, we did about 12 million in production for the year. Last year, we did 22 million for the year. And this year, we're right at 32 million now. So I'm hoping that we're going to get to 50. I think that's a little aggressive, but I like to have aggressive goals.
And that's great. And look at it. So it's just about doubling yourself the last 3 years. Okay. So you had your best year ever, followed by your best year ever, followed by your best year ever, which is nice.
Not bad.
It doesn't stop. Yeah, and I even hear, in addition to real estate, you have a side gig going on, something we have available in the VAC 2.0. They want to talk about that as well.
Yeah, so I have a little side hustle. It's called the Home Connection. And actually, it just started totally out of coaching my agents and making something that worked for me. About 2.5 years ago, I was doing my end of year thing and looking for my new planner for the year. And that's a very exciting thing, go out and get your planner, figure out which book you're going to be attached to for the next 12 months. And I looked and looked and looked, and I just could not find anything that really was doing it for me, especially when it came to real estate and how I think about goals and time blocking and all of that. So I wrote one myself, and I did it in PowerPoint, and I printed 5 copies in the office. Sorry, Todd. And I bound them with our little spiral bound thing here in the office and used it for a year, and had some of the agents on my team use it. And everybody that I showed it to who's a realtor was like, I really want one of those. That's awesome. Can you make that? So I made it, and it's right here. It's a real estate planner. And it just has, basically all the things that it's kind of a conglomeration of all the things that I've learned in real estate over the last 8 years of how to be productive and efficient with your time. It's got lots of social media ideas, content ideas, time blocking, ways to track your DRC that Mark talks about, all that good stuff.
Daily revenue commitment, for anybody who doesn't know what DRC stands for. So good.
Okay.
I love it. And where would they get that, Stephanie, just so they know? If I'm an agent and I want to get one of those, where would I go to get it?
Well, there is a link on the VAC, so you could go right on there and check it out.
That's the best, easiest place to get it is on the VAC. You just follow the link. Absolutely. Okay, so obviously, in order to double your production, followed by doubling your production, followed by doubling your production, the last 3 years, you must be doing some things. So tell us a little about how you run your business and how you and your mother are able to do that 3 years in a row now, which is absolutely fabulous.
Thank you. So we are about 95% referral and sphere of influence for our business. 5%, the other 5% is open houses. And obviously that dropped, quite a bit last year with COVID happening and all that. And even still this year, it's kind of slowly getting back, but not where it was 2 years ago. So that just goes to show you how important referrals and sphere of influence are. And so for us, it's just a matter of being consistent with our sphere, calling, emailing, texting. I like to do video texts. I like to do a lot of social media. And, people always say, oh, well, how much, new business do you get from that? And I do get new business. I do get new clients from that, but it's my best way, I think, to keep in touch with everybody in my sphere, everybody that I've ever talked to, from junior high to college to people I met in the grocery store, whatever, just connecting with them and showing them what I'm all about.
Yeah, I would say it's a fun, and Curtis Mitchell from the Kierland office, him and his father did the same thing. And I would say it's a fine mix of experience and time in the business. Okay, equal, and then enter the new, younger, social media, a way to really capitalize on building that sphere, plus the sphere and past clients that already existed. Okay, keeping everybody aware, because I do see you on social media a lot. You guys do a really great job on social media, so good for you. Tell them a little about what you do on social media. So they have an idea as well, like which ones you use. And
yeah, I use Instagram and Facebook. I don't use really Twitter or LinkedIn or anything, but that's kind of one thing that I like to always encourage agents to do is just find the tools that you like to use and that you enjoy using and just do them really, really well. There's no reason to be on every single platform or doing every single possible thing that you can think of. If you hate door knocking, then don't do door knocking. I know you love it, but you're good at it. I'm not. I love social media though. I love being on Instagram. So I use a lot of Instagram and Facebook, and I sprinkle in some real estate wisdom, some market updates, some client success stories with a lot of stuff about Phoenix, cool places to go, new restaurants I've tried, my dogs, of course.
I was going to say, your dogs are pretty popular too.
One of my dog Instagram reels is going viral right now. I can't believe it. So just goes to show you got to give the people what you want.
And people love the dog videos. You
More
can make
Australian Shepherd content, you know?
Yeah, if you can make it look like your dog's talking, like those little, the little on TikTok, the French poodles, bulldog
French fries.
that looks
Mhm.
got that funny voice. Anyway, they're all it's one of those things where if you're just, like on social media, I like to call it content and document. So you just mentioned both of those. You give them updates. You sprinkle in some real estate. Then you also give them you're a real person. You have a life. People love to see what you're doing. It's really like that was the biggest thing for me to get over with social media was people want to see what I'm doing and into my. It's weird, but that's why I call them non-reality shows are so important because people love to see what you're doing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, and doing things like stories, stories on Instagram and Facebook is a great way to get people engaged. Something that I've started doing in the last 6 months that I cannot tell you how amazing it's been for business and just getting people engaged is whenever I do a home tour now, I just take, 3 or 4 pictures of each house, really quick in like a way that hopefully doesn't, obstruct from my client actually seeing the house, but just snap a few quick pictures. And then later that night when I get back, I post the pictures, got to give credit to the listing company, whoever it is, and just say, guess the price, and I put on there a little sticker for people to guess the price. And people absolutely love that. And they're always surprised. They either get it wrong or surprised when they get it right. And, without them knowing it, it kind of teaches them about the market, but also shows them, hey, I'm out there, I'm hustling every day and working in the business.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's so awesome. That's what a great idea. Little things like that. Like I had somebody years ago do a trivia question out to their database. Right? I don't know if I told you this, but that worked incredibly well for them because people would go crazy. They gave away a little prize. Movie tickets or whatever they were giving away. So, all right,
Yeah,
cool.
there's tons of fun ideas out there.
All right, so in your lifetime of real estate, also known as 8 years, okay, like if you could tell them the 3 most important things, my favorite question, what would you tell them in order to be successful in this business?
Okay, so I thought about these a little bit beforehand because I know you always ask these, so I had to get my answers ready. But the first one I think I kind of touched on already. Don't try to be every single place all at one time. I think when you're starting out as an agent, there's so many, it's like you always do the best impression squirrel, right?
Exactly.
There's so many things when you're starting out in real estate, and there's people blowing up your phone like, hey, advertise with us, hey, put your name on a golf cart, hey, put your name at the shopping center, hey, let us do your social media, right? There's so many directions that you can get pulled. And so my best advice there is find what you like and just be really consistent about it. Find something that you're good at, like whether it's social media or door knocking or just calling people on the phone, whatever it is, just figure out what you enjoy and then go and be super consistent about it. So that's
Okay.
number 1.
Number 1, awesome. Love that one.
Number 2 is to get a CRM, customer relationship management system. The VAC would be a great one to start with, but get anything and start using it immediately. Like from the very beginning that you're in real estate, just start. I didn't get one for a couple of years into being full-time in real estate, and it's a lot of work to kind of catch that up once you do start. So start from the beginning, get a CRM, just use it.
Yeah, like it's funny you say that because that's the number one thing most top producers say. I would have started my CRM so much earlier. And you're talking to a person, and I'm sure your mother can relate to this. My first CRM was a 1 through 31 accordion file, for each day of the month with papers in there. And I was so afraid. I used to take it home with me, put the elastic band around it. Because I was afraid some of the agents in my office were going to steal it from me because it was a valuable brick of papers but yes, that's a really good one. Really, really good one. And the first one you mentioned too, why would you do something you don't like doing? Now, there are certain things that you can do that you can become uncomfortable at first, but you will eventually like doing, right?
Sure.
Like even doing videos. Were you 100% comfortable doing videos for your reels? No, of course not. No one's comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not totally comfortable with it, but I do like the engagement. I like, what it does for my business, and so I do it. Now,
Yeah.
door knocking, on the other hand, not so much, but that's okay.
Door knocking to me is, I consider it a competition because you go to every now and then you have a Grumposaurus Rex. That's what I used to call him. At the front door waiting for you, and then I disarm him as I'm walking up, smiling, and you just see them. They go, "Oh, I was going to be mean to him, but apparently I can't because he's too nice." Right? So I like disarming people with the smile. But as a matter of fact, I spoke Friday. I was in Phoenix, and it was interesting because I spoke at Greyhawk, for the luxury tour where they have it at Greyhawk. Yeah, I spoke there, and when I walked in, because I'm in Clark County, everybody has masks, and I walk in, I felt like I was, this is weird. I don't have to wear a mask here. And then I told them about videos. My little joke with videos is, I don't wake up in the morning, look into the mirror and go, "Look at you, huh? Huh? Aren't you?" I don't know anybody who does that. I know I don't. I do videos. I'm very uncomfortable doing them at first, but it's almost like you get used to seeing yourself do it, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. You
And you
just get
stop.
used to it. And
Yeah,
I
you
and I
stop
always think
realizing.
about what you. Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I always think about what you said. People get nervous for this or that reason, right? Like, nope, that's what you look like. That's what you sound like, and you have friends, so it's okay. Just do it anyway.
I think some people actually go, you know what? I can see myself being just like that and so forth. So I guess if he can do it, I can do it, or she can do it, I can do it too. So I agree.
Exactly. Okay, that was number two. So
Yeah.
number three, I would say, is time block, time block, time block. You guessed it.
Wait a minute.
Um,
The person who invented a planner? That's shocking to me.
I know, right? Yeah, I think it's very easy in real estate to be busy all day and have a full 8-hour day and not actually do anything that generates you money. So, you have to time block your DRC, your daily revenue commitment, right? The things that actually make you money. Of course, you have to go show houses, and of course, you have to write offers and stuff like that. But you always need to put in time to talk to your sphere or do an open house or door knock or whatever it is, and make sure that that gets done for the week, no matter what. Because if you don't, then it's going to show up, 60 or 90 days down the road.
Yeah, an empty pipeline. Totally agree. It's a really smart thing. I love it. Three incredible points. Okay, so
Well,
so now that we've talked about what you do and your points, okay, what do you see out there in the market today? What's your prediction on, because some people think the end is near. I don't, but how do you guys
yeah.
see it?
I don't think that the end is near, certainly. I think things have softened / slowed a little bit, but I also think that the people who are saying that are us, realtors, and we've been running around all summer like chickens with their heads cut off or people with their hair on fire. And it might just be that we've forgotten what a normal or good seller's market actually feels like. So I think we have to be careful about saying too much that things are softening or things are slowing, because we still have such limited inventory, and demand is still strong out there. Buyers still need houses. I think that we have a big opportunity right now to kind of coach some buyers back into the market who may have gotten frustrated or disheartened with the market over the summer and all the crazy competitiveness. I think there's definitely an opportunity there to revisit some of those folks. But yeah, I see us being pretty strong through the end of the year, certainly, and probably well into next.
Yeah. Yeah. People ask me that question. I go, yeah, it went from totally ballistic to super hot. That's what happened.
Right.
Right. And
Exactly.
and then you also had some opportunists that came on the market that put their property on the market for way over what it should be. So people go, well, there's price reductions. Well, there's price reductions of ones that, probably started off way too high. And you know what? Every great market, you still have price reductions. You still have foreclosures. You still have, all that stuff happens anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's a great time as listing agents to kind of shine through with your knowledge of the market and be able to show that to people and use that to your advantage, right? Like, look, there are price reductions out here, and this is because they priced it too crazy, right? And so look at our expertise that we know how to price things well, even um, despite the crazy market, and go back to what Mark always talks about with the process. It's the process is very important of listing, rather than just trying to nail down an exact price or be greedy, right?
Right. No, you're actually market. Yeah, that process is critically important, and it is a process, and you have to know the process. And part of that process is, having a great brand. I mean, tools, everything involved for getting people and be like people say, well, what would you say to somebody that is, that's going to sell but wants to start super high? I would say, no, that's a mistake. The years of we can always start high and come down low. Yeah, if it was 1975 or 85, but not today when buyers have never been more educated than they are. As a matter of fact, today, you're better off asking what it would even look like an aggressive price and then let buyers decide what they want to overpay in this market. And they will, because once everybody wants it, somebody has to have it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And being greedy is not a way to get multiple offers and get the best terms. Pricing it appropriately and then you know getting a lot of interest is a better way to get a higher price.
Yeah, I agree. And I think today, if you've reduced the price, you've done the seller harm because you should. If you want to get top dollar, you'll never know. If you start off doing it the wrong way, you'll never know what you could have got for the property because once it's in MLS, it has a history and it changes everything.
Yep, totally agree.
All right, Stephanie, any final words you want to leave these lovely Facebook people?
Just go out there and crush it, everybody. It's almost Q4. Time to start thinking about, next year's goals and what I think it's a really good time to start planning for next year. 90 days out is almost 2022, if you can believe it. So go out there and crush it.
Wow, shocking, folks. She's a planner. She's thinking 90, 120 days in advance. Maybe she should. Oh, wait a minute. She already did. Yes, I agree. Definitely. Whoever you're being today is what you're cashing in on 60 to 90 days down the road. And what you just said about going to crush it, you remind me of a saying I read somewhere. It says, why settle for good when great is available? Ooh.
That's awesome. Love that.
All right, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Bye, everybody. Talk to you
Bye,
soon.
everyone. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.